Hi, Mark. Where's Michelle?
Sit back in the closet.
Mike's the summer attendant. Mike will do it. Oh, Mike.
Mike.
Sorry. The ton of us. That's it. This is it.
Isn't it? What happened to everybody today?
So Mike, we're gonna have two Shotsuki representatives. Dharma school teachers and facilities. She's here. Okay.
And none of our birthday people are here.
So I don't know.
Waiting, I've been waiting for you. Because especially for Chloe.
She's more taller than you.
Yeah, she is. Oh, yeah. Far away. My voice carry.
Oh, students, yay. Oh. Wait, we're chairman. My class, we're chairman. Dharma class. Happy New Year. Harder. These are show for during Oh, my class, the chairman, please don't be made by myself.
You need an extra person that can go there.
I tell you, it's just hard when I have to play it. But you guys have to be willing to. Because I can.
I can go up there if you need to.
Good morning, my name is Mary and I would like to welcome you to today's service. We will begin our service with opening meditation followed by night break 2. Please join me by placing your hands together in crossfit. Please rise for the singing of the Gotha, the texture of life on page 21. Wait, 221 on the service book, followed by a recitation of the golden chain and then to on page.
Golden chain. I am a link in the Mita's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I will keep my link bright and strong. I will be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds. May every link in the Mita's golden chain of love be bright and strong, and may we all attain perfect peace. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
And please join me in the chanting of the Sutra Jusei on page 95 of the service book. During the Sutra chanting, we'll have worship or in-sound songs by 3 representatives. For the Dharma School students, Carter Uemura, Dharma School teachers Mike Shibata, and adults Mayday Coleman.
しこのは永続小悪の出脱全種のご相乗満足いよろちこ一月集中期天候無限一週解放像法制空六門上大集中先方四四空不用意細部不足修六門万年質上六位三大用用物無限地切脱に不詳感覚へり投資最小損しがにゃこか内戦の感動国書店に動物信用
You will now listen to a Dharma message by Reverend Ken Shabbat.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It's a nice surprise when we started reading the Pancho, there were 10 of us. So it's nice, it's not surprised to turn around and then see all of you with you. So thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it. It is. And thank you, Dharma class, for your kind assistance today as chair people. So today I wanted to share a book, which I can't remember if I shared it during the pandemic, but this book is called All Are Welcome. I took off the book jacket, but This is a cute book in regards to school for school-age children. So all are welcome. This is by Alexandra Penfold and Suzanne Kaufman. Pencil sharpened in their case. Bells are ringing, let's make haste. School's beginning, dreams to chase. All are welcome here. No matter how you start your day, what you wear when you play, or if you come from far away, all are welcome here. In our classroom, safe and sound, fears are lost and hope is found. Raise your hand, we'll go round. All are welcome here. Gather now, let's all take part. We'll play music, we'll make art. We'll share stories from the heart. All are welcome here. Time for lunch. What a spread. A dozen different kinds of bread. Pass it around till everyone's fed. All are welcome here. Open doors, rush outside. We will swing, we will slide. We'll have fun side by side. All are welcome here. We're part of a community. Our strength is in our diversity. A shelter from adversity. All are welcome here. We will learn from each other. Special talents will uncover. There's a big world to discover. All are welcome here. So much to learn, so much to do. And when the busy day is through, can't wait to come back, start anew. All are welcome here. Head for home to get some rest and greet tomorrow ready and fresh. Our time together is the best. All are welcome here. You have a place here. You have a place here. Opens up. Oh. The end. Okay, so I really like children's book. I think they share a lot of Buddhist messages, which maybe that wasn't the intention, but as I read them, as I find them at different bookstores, I like to share them with, of course, the children, but even adults, because I think we can all learn a little bit from children's books and the curiosity that children have. And so in regards to Buddhism and how I'm relating that today, I wanted us to look at the three treasures. And so if you want, you can open the service book to the three treasures found on page 2. And if you notice, in regards to the three treasures, again, which are the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, so the Buddha, we can think of the historical Shakyamuni Buddha, but we could also think and include Amida Buddha. We can think about the Dharma, which are the teachings, and of course the Sangha, the community of Buddhist followers, or even you can think about this community or your community in your classrooms. So if you notice in the three treasures, we start the recitations together with May we all together. And it's in each section, And we begin with this phrase, and we recite the three treasures as one. And we try to say in unison, but as one. So the definition of oneness, when we think about one and oneness, the Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines oneness as the quality or state or fact of being one. And so synonyms include singleness, integrity, wholesomeness, harmony, sameness, unity, or union. So we can think of oneness in these terms as well. And so I'd like us to think about now the Noble Eightfold Path of this time, which is guidance from the Buddhist teachings that we can use in our everyday lives. So today I wanted to concentrate on right speech. So on page 8, if you'd like, you can turn to page 8 in our service books. You could read that right speech is, I shall speak truthfully, to refrain from pointless and harmful talk, and to speak kindly and courteously to all. So this means that we'll try to use kind words to make sure that everyone feels safe and welcomed, just like the book that I shared. So when we think about this, it also means that the words that we use here at the temple, that we use, we want to make sure it makes everybody feel included. So let's switch back to page 2 again, to the three treasures. And taking refuge in the Sangha, or the community of Buddhist followers. So this statement means that we will come together as a community, living with the Buddhist teachings as our guide, together as one, while thinking not just of ourselves, but thinking about others as well. In this statement, there is a word that says brotherhood, which is an older word that you might see in our service books. And it's meant to mean community. So brotherhood means community. However, I would like to ensure that everyone feels included when we recite the three treasures. And I would like to start using the word oneness moving forward instead of the word brotherhood. Because the very word oneness means the quality of being one as a Sangha. However, the word oneness also means harmony, as I mentioned earlier as well. And a way in which we can live harmoniously together is to also respect and appreciate what makes us special and unique as well. So as we move forward, I would like us to think about the book that I shared, All Are Welcome, as we recite the three treasures together, and as we try to replace the word brotherhood for the word oneness to make sure we're including everybody. So hopefully maybe we can get help from some of our older students, again, in making this change in our service books, possibly some community service hours for those of you who are looking for it, so that we can make sure that everybody feels welcome as we do our recitations together, to continue to try to make our temple welcoming and as inclusive as we can, so everybody feels part of the Sangha. Okay, so thank you so much for coming today and allowing me to share this wonderful book with you all. Will you please join me in questions? Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
We are now celebrating the following birthdays for the month of January. For grammar school, nursery, kindergarten, James Naishi. for grade 4, Rainier adults. And are there any other students who have birthdays in January? Adults, Mrs. Carrie Wong. Reverend Hasagawa. Casey Trent. Then are there any other adults with birthdays in January? If not, let's wish them all a happy birthday.
That was fun. And so cute. So for the announcements, our formal service is on January 21st at 10 a.m. There'll be a potluck, so please bring your best dish. And a program, an entertainment program after service. And we're fortunate this year, so far, we have 2 singers, possibly dancers, and taiko. So it should be a fun way to start the new year, so please plan on joining us that day. We will also be having a door prize raffle, so if you'd like to donate something, not real big, then please do so and bring it on the day of the service. Reserve your seat for our annual craft feed, January 13th, $75 per adult. See the Dharma for further details. Reservations can be made through the temple office. We are also accepting donations for our raffle. And the office hours are now Wednesday and Thursday 9 to 1 and Friday 9 to 3. Our next the next thing is, do you like to sing even in the shower? It's okay. Join our choir, first practice on Sunday, January 14th, 11:15 to noon, following our service. They would love to have you join them. The next Panda Express fundraiser is on January 19th, so you don't have to cook dinner. Please go to Panda Express, order online. The fundraiser code is 920150. We will be sending out an email blast of the flyer, so if you could please reserve that date to eat Panda. Reverend Shibata's book club will meet on January 24th at 6:30 p.m. Please contact the temple office for more information. Our temple omigaki is on January 20th. Wow, look at the place, big time. It's on January 20th, 9 a.m. We need all volunteers and hands on deck to help clean up the temple that day. Let's see. Yaba is having chili over rice fundraiser on February 4th from 10 a.m. to 12:30. The donation is $10. Quantities are limited, so please pre-order as soon as possible. Fred is sitting in the foyer. Happy to sell you your ticket for this event. The Sonic Club is continuing to collection of aluminum cans of recyclable plastic bottles. Donations may be left by the white bin under the cardboard area. Help keep these recyclable bottles and cans out of our landfills while supporting one of our youth organizations. And on a kind of sad note, I am assuming that you all heard that our prior minister here Reverend Sagan Yamalka has passed away. The service will be on January 20th at 1 p.m. at the Buddhist Church of Oakland. This will be live streamed because we realize not everybody can travel that far, and then of course we don't know the capacity of that window. So if you are interested, it will be live streamed, and Reverend Kathy Shibata will make sure that that link is emailed out to all those that get the karma. Okay, and she will be attending on behalf of the temple and also as a former student of his home. Are there any other announcements?
Please observe good etiquette and do not enter the aisle before the row in front of you, and those students who do not offer incense before the service are asked to do so before leaving the window.
So we have one more Dharma school student who missed out on our song. So as a warm-up for choir practice next Sunday, could you please all join in singing Happy Birthday one more time?
Oh, Jamie, okay. Oh, you already have to.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Why don't we grab our stuff and I'm gonna figure out how to deal with the break levels. Just take it up here. I was. I don't see his teachers. I wonder if he can find our guys' Oh, no, like, no, the fourth grade, this fourth grade. I don't see the sensei for first grade, but he's in first grade. But the two senseis have a weird. I don't see the first, third grade teachers list. I wondered if they just went to the upper level. Yeah, I don't see them.
Or you wanna, hang out with sister, you can.
Or, okay, why don't you do the upper, you know, they have a lesson.
Yeah, maybe,
Yeah. Just go over there and find Mike and he'll help. He'll
Yeah,
help
I
you to
don't
get it
see the first through third grade
Yeah, yeah.
teachers today, so
Yeah.
I'm wondering if you could just join the fourth graders.
Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
They'll get you set up. Just find Mike, Shibata.
Yeah, he's in the middle hallway over there.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody,
Good morning.
and thank you, everybody, for joining online as well. Happy New Year to each and every one of you. I don't know if I had a chance to see you at the New Year service, but just wanted to wish everybody a Happy New Year. And thank you so much for coming and as we observe this Shotsuki Mountain Memorial Service for the month of January. And I probably say this every single month, but it's hard to believe that now we're in January. Just a few days ago, we were in December, and the whole year seemed to have gone by very, very quickly. And before I knew it, the holiday was here, and things aren't slowing down. So I thank you for taking time out of your very busy schedules to be with us this morning. Of course, as we remember and honor our loved ones and friends of the Dharma who have passed away in January. So we'll begin with the chanting of Sambujo, and Sambujo is a hymn called Three Respectful Calls, and we call upon Shakyamuni Buddha, Amida Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, and the Buddhas of the 10 directions to be present today. And we welcome them, and especially the Buddhas of the 10 directions. We can think of these Buddhas as our loved ones and friends of the Dharma as we welcome them for today's service. And this will be followed by the Hyobyakumo, or the declaration, dedication of this service, including the reading of the names of the deceased. So please join me by chanting Sambujo, which can be found on the inside front cover of the service. We have gathered today to observe our Shotsuki monthly memorial service. This is our monthly service to remember friends and loved ones who have passed away in the month of January. They are Yoshio Asai, Kazuichi Doi, Michie Egusa, Tom Foundation, Michie Fei Fujiki, Hiroshi Fukuyama, Jack Shigeki Fukuyama, Gary Hajio, Naka Hajio, Toshiko Hamaji, Keiichi Hayame, Kaname Hirata, Tag Horita, Masano Ikeda, Judy Yoshi Imanaka, Cheryl Sadame Ito, Mei Kajioka, Kusuichi Kamada, Kamie Kamada, Kikuno Kanaishi, Masao Kawada, Tomiko Kawasaki, Nobutaro Kawatake, Motokichi Kikawa, Umi Kitagawa, Sumiko Kochi, Akiko Koga, Susumu Koga, Mitsunori Komare, Alan Shigeru Kuboyama, Kikise Kumamaru, Jusuke Masai, Jack Matsumoto, Laila Matsumoto, Nobutaka Matsumura, Masai Matsuno, Kyoko Matsuo, Tadao Mikasa, Albert Mamoru Morimoto, Hitoshi Edward Nagata, Lawrence Nakano, Sam Isamu Nakao, Naoyuki Nakashima, Fumio Nishida, Joe Atsushi Nishihara, Yayono Nishihara, Henry Nishikawa, Tadashi Nishimori, Yoshie Nishimori, Yae Nishimoto, Yoshio Nishimoto, Henry Moto Mita, Masayo Mita, Kenroku Ota, Mary Yoneko Okuna, Dorothy Okura, George Tatsuo Okura, Masaki Oshio, Shotaro Otsubo, Masao Sakai, George Sakata, Yoshi Sasaki, Rie Sato, Michi Shimada, Kikuyo Takemoto, Umeko Tateyama, Grace Tauchi, Hisako Tomimatsu, Robert Toshio Tominaga, Kathy Kiku Tomura, Yukiko Tsuchimoto, Elmer Tsunekawa, Toshio Tsunekawa, Chiyoko Ueda, Chiyono Helen Ueda, Kazuo Ueda, Kiyoko Lillian Ueda, Kunji Ueyama, Michiko Haruo Umeda, Katsumi Ueda, Satoru Uekubo, Charles Shigeto Wakai, Ben Watanabe, Seiichi Watanabe, Henry Akira Yabumoto, Soyo Yabumoto, Peter Yagi, Richard Yamada, Shizuko Yamaguchi, Dorothy Shisato Yamanaka, Ui Yamasaki, Narumi Yanagi, Kimie Yasuda, Agnes Setsuko Yoshimura, Grace Sumiko Yoshimi, James Yoshino, and Yoshio Yamashita. We realize the cherished memories of those we love and have lost. The impermanence of all the world is revealed. May the fragrance of the incense teach us the purity of our intentions. May the beauty of the flowers offered remind us of life's impermanence. May the lights that burn brightly on the altar lead our thoughts to Amida Buddha's light of wisdom and compassion. Please join me in Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Okay, so we'll continue the service with the chanting of the sutra, and today please join me in the chanting of Sambutsuge, and this can be found starting on page 82. And I welcome those of you who are observing Shotsuki Monkey Memorial Service to offer incense during the chanting. Okay, please rise if you're able to sing the Gatha Tsucho Lobuta, verses 1 and 2. This can be found on page 222, and we'll also recite the three treasures found on page 2. Three treasures. Hard is it to be born into human life? Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One? Now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is there that we shall be freed from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of your way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves your supreme will. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord in your life of harmony, in a spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through ages of myriads of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo So at this point, it's my pleasure to be able to give the Dharma message for today's service. And as I was preparing for today's service, honestly, I couldn't help but think about the various events going on in the world, like war and unrest, and of course the tragedies that struck Japan in the beginning of the year. And it's hard to imagine experiencing those events, but as we see on the news, countless living beings are suffering in the world today. And it's hard not to cry, to shed a tear when we think about this and all of those individuals and living beings who are suffering, especially during a time that we're celebrating the new year, wishing for happiness and peace as we begin 2024. With all of this in mind, I recalled a poem that I had read, written by Lady Kujo. And Lady Kujo wrote, "Women's tears are beautiful, divorced from the cold, objective world. They are drops from the limitless fountain of love." And this is from Muyuge, Flower Without Sorrow. And Lady Kujo had written a number of different poems, and many that do address the events in the world that she was experiencing during that time. And with the help of the late Dr. Alfred Bloom, emeritus professor of the University of Hawaii, and his article entitled Lady Kujo, a Modern Buddhist Woman, I learned even more about her. And I just wanted to share a little bit as we actually also remember her in the month of February. So Lady Kujo was born the sixth child, the youngest daughter of the abbot, Old Honey Koso, and this abbot, or Monshu, was the 21st abbot of the Nishihomanji found in Kyoto. And setting out on a trip before her birth, the abbot chose the name Takeko, and the term Take suggests a warrior samurai virtue, perhaps indicating his hope that she would be, quote, pure in heart and exquisite in mind, of integrity of soul and compassion. And if you know a little bit about her life, you know that she was a woman of compassion, and everything that she did was led by this compassionate heart. So in 1909, at the age of approximately 22 or 23, through her sister-in-law, whom she loved very much, she entered into an arranged marriage with Baron Kujo Yoshimasa, and this was her sister-in-law's brother. And she gained a wonderful reputation in the early 20th century of being a beautiful poet. And even in books, she's described as being very, very beautiful as well. And her public life began during the Russo-Japanese War in 1904. And at this time, she and her sister-in-law founded the Buddhist Women's Association. And it's because of their efforts that we're able to join together today as Buddhist women in this specific association. And it was groundbreaking, Dr. Bloom had mentioned, that since both of these two women were pretty much sheltered within the temple, and they weren't necessarily active in society during that time, especially in leadership capacities. But this was a period of great change in Japan. And so while her sister-in-law made speeches, Lady Kujo, she ran the office. And eventually there were branches of women's organizations throughout the nation, and later, of course, in temples in North America. And initially they sent comfort packages to soldiers at the front, and also helped families who had lost or had injured sons. So although she was only just 18 at this time, she did develop strong leadership abilities, similar to her father, who faced many crises during his tenure as the Monshu. And in 1920, she went on to found the Kyoto's Women's College, and as well as becoming the head of the United Buddhist Women's Association, the Fujinkai. And she was known especially for her work working with the disadvantaged in Tokyo, and for many causes for women. And she was greatly revered by Nishihomanji women. And during the Great Tokyo earthquake in September 1923, she undertook many activities to aid the seriously injured and the children who were orphaned. Tsukichi Honganji, which you might have attended and gone to visit, which was actually her home, was completely destroyed, but rebuilt. And at that time, she later established Soka Hospital in Tokyo, which remains today and preserves her memory. So many of these things that we're able to look back on the events in her life, we still can remember her through the establishment of the BWA as well. Sadly, she passed away in 1928 due to blood poisoning at around 41 or 42 years of age. And her memorial date is February 7th. And we do remember her and many of the other women in Joroshi Buddhist during the Women in Buddhism memorial service. And so as I think about her life and I think about her poems, I think about even our true nature and our emotions that we are able to share with one another, whether that's sadness and loss and grief, or happiness and joy. And I was actually reviewing her other book, Leaves of My Heart, the Study Center had put out. And she specifically talks about laughter, laughing and crying together. And she went on to say, which January 17th, 1926, was when she wrote this particular entry. And she said, it's easy to empathize with others who are suffering. In the world of sympathy, there is no need for shallow human thoughts of jealousy and envy. Thus, when we fall into difficulty, there emerges a beautiful world where we can mutually understand and engage with perfect strangers. On the other hand, it's rare when we share a stranger's joy. When suffering brings us together, but joy will not, we realize that sadly enough, self-benefit takes precedence in our worldly lives. To enjoy a rich life of both shared suffering and joy, we need only awaken to the way of living where to benefit oneself is to benefit others. Our wise founder, and she's mentioning Shinran, who told us to regard him as just a fellow companion walking on the same path, first pointed out these benefits. It is sad indeed that our egos feel compelled to empathize with others in suffering, but forget to share the same joy they are experiencing. And so when I think about this passage, I often think about even my own childhood and how perhaps I probably laughed a lot more when I was maybe a child with a lot of curiosity, a lot of wonder, and even perhaps maybe when I was in high school or in college. And I still remember as I look out and I look at the Tsutsumi family, the Watanabe family, my childhood growing up with Rusty and Kimberly Tsutsumi and all of the laughs that we would have, and perhaps some of those laughing sessions caused my belly to ache. And I miss those days. I miss those days of being young and probably very foolish and laughing together, and perhaps laughing so much where our bellies are aching and we probably have some tears in our eyes. And I think perhaps too, when we do see each other crying in sorrow, I think for us it does tap into our own sorrow, our own loss, our own sadness that we might experience. And maybe if one person has enough courage to be able to share those tears of love and missing and longing of our loved ones, that it taps into, again, our own loss and grief, allowing our tears to also flow down our face. And maybe laughter seems a little bit easier at times to be able to share, and maybe tears of sadness is a little bit more difficult. But I think if we're able, as Lady Puja was saying, be able to share both in our sadness and our joy, maybe the events in our lives that are very, very difficult can be maybe overcome or a little less painful when we're able to share again in our joy and sadness. And Lady Puja was actually a woman of deep faith and reverence in Amida Buddha. And perhaps we can think about this reliance upon Amida Buddha during our very, very trying times. As we know that we are always encompassed in wisdom and compassion, even if we do face very trying moments of sadness. And she writes about this embrace of Amida Buddha's embrace and this reliance upon Amida Buddha's wisdom and compassion for each and every one of us. And so maybe my question for all of you, when was the last time that you shed a tear? Perhaps maybe with your loved ones or your friends, or perhaps when was the last time that you laughed so loudly that it made your belly hurt? And I encourage all of us to be able to share our emotions in this fashion because I think laughter and tears are an expression of deep gratitude and love and care for one another, and of course those that we have lost and who we're of course remembering today. So remember, as Lady Puja mentioned, tears are very beautiful. They're divorced from the cold, objective world, and they are drops from the limitless fountain of love. So please remember that as maybe you fight back some of your tears, but your expression of tears is a continuous I think, connection of love and gratitude for your loved ones. So as I conclude my message today, will you please join me in Gasho? Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. At this time, please stand if you're able for the Gatha Undok-san number 1. Are you on to number 2? Okay, number 1. Let's do number 1. And number 1 can be found on page 194. Please join me in Gasho for the last meditation. May we truly reflect with gratitude and humility on that which we have been allowed to receive through the teachings of the Buddha. May we always endeavor to listen intently with our fellow beings to the summoning voice of Amida Buddha, and together as one, be born in the Mida's pure land. With a radiant and boundless mind, may we each regard all living beings with loving kindness without limit. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo. Please be seated. Okay, so thank you again for your kind attendance today as we remember your loved ones and friends of the Dharma for this month's Shotsuki Monthly Memorial Service. And I believe Darlene has a few announcements. Or do you want me to? Okay, and there's
So, Reverend Shibata's recollection today reminded me of something that's happening in the BCA, and we rarely at this level get the information filtered down to us, right? So the BCA applied for a grant from the Lens Foundation. Unfortunately, we were denied, but the Himera Foundation granted us almost $13,000, which prompted the Lens Foundation to add another $1,000. And the theme this year for this particular grant is women in Buddhism. So not only will, the historical figures be recognized, but more so those that have contributed in our generations. And it will be multimedia. The first step will be a series of written articles that you will see in the Wheel of Dharma. And it's going to start with a reverend in Seattle, Reverend Pratt. I can't remember her first name, but I never knew that there was a Caucasian reverend around, I guess like in the 40s, 50s. So it's interesting to see the diversity that we might not have realized even way back when, that the diversity that Reverend Shibata referred to in the Dharma School service. So please look for this series. It is funded by a grant received by the BCA, and it will feature Buddhism, women in Buddhism. And I'm not sure the scope of it, but you all know Sharon Sasaki, who is now living in San Diego, and she's the chair of this steering committee. So I look for some really nice, wonderful things to come out of this, both in written and visual, or maybe perhaps a workshop or webinar or something with the CDE. So it should be exciting. And then just to make sure, since some of you were not here for the first service, we all know about the passing of Reverend Seiya Yamamoto. His service will be on January 20th at the Buddhist Church of Oakland, 1 p.m. If you are unable to attend, we really don't know the capacity or how they're handling the service, but they will be streaming the service. And Reverend Shibata will make sure that this information is blasted out to our Karma collective email. So everybody will receive the information and you will be able to attend virtually. Reverend Shibata will be attending in person to represent not only the Buddhist Church of Stockton, but also as a former IBS student. So just wanted to keep you informed and watch for that email.
Thank you, Darlene. And thank you again for your kind attendance today, of course, in person and online as well. And please continue to stay safe and well. And I wish you all a very happy 2024 year, and please be well. And if you didn't have an opportunity to offer incense, please do so before you leave. Thank you, everybody.
Are you keeping the same link for
So for those online, we will be keeping this link open for the SB